it seems like you really had a good time out there in Hall H. How did you just soak in that panel?
I mean, I soaked it in by realizing and reminding myself that this is my first time in America, you know? This is my first opening of the doors, and what a way to be introduced to this amazing country and world. Immediately I felt the support of all the people that were sitting out in front of me, and so everything just relaxed, and I was able to enjoy their presence and enjoy how much they seem to love and be excited for our show.
Tell me a little bit more about Princess Disa and the fact that you are the first black woman to be a dwarf in Tolkien, the first woman to be a dwarf in Tolkien. You know, what do we learn about woman dwarves that we didn't know through your portrayal?
Well, we learned that they exist.
Right there.
And thank you so much, Angelique, for noticing and acknowledging the fact that this is the first time that we see a woman and the first time that we see a black woman in this area and this world and these works of Tolkien. You know, this is necessary. This is a revolutionary moment for cinematic and television, and it is an honor to be a host of that. What we see is a great amount of relatability with Disa. You know, she is a mother, she is a wife, but she also has magic. She has magical powers, and she has this passion and ambition for her people, for her home, and for her own self-worth. And I know that there are many, many women out there like myself who will be able to connect with her and her joy and her sense of self. I auditioned for that role when I was 2 days away from giving birth. My costume alone is designed to be able to feed my child in between takes. That is the power of a female dwarf, and that is the presence that is necessary within our industry more than ever.
It feels like it's an example of where we're going with this fantasy storytelling, not only inclusiveness when it comes to race and gender, but also the fact that as a mother, there was a consideration for you being able to work and have your child on set. You know, with this series being the most expensive ever made in television, you know, what does this represent with how we're making genre stories moving forward?
This represents progression. This represents an acknowledgement of where we have been and a will to get to where we need to be in order for this to be accessible to everyone. We are mothers, but we want to do it too, you know? And I have to thank the team at Amazon for supporting every single parental choice that I wanted to make and incorporating that within my journey to be able to work. And I have to thank my husband and my daughter. My husband for holding up the crown that Disa wears the whole way through, you know, my unsung hero. But with that team, along with the cast, who are my daughter's aunts and uncles, you know, suddenly we're being put in a position where we are able to move forward, you know, and we are seen and we are heard and we are acknowledged as having a right to be here as much as anybody else.
Last thing I have to ask you about is, of course, the look. We learned during this panel that female dwarves also have facial hair. What was the hair and makeup process like, and how long did that take each day?
It was about a 3-hour rig and a very heavy wig, a 3-hour rig and a very heavy wig. But what I love about the costume and the look, it's unapologetic. You know, she has a huge slit up her skirt. There is skin. There is ever-flowing water in this amazing silk material. We are not apologizing for her strength and her visual beauty. And we are acknowledging, of course, all different shapes, sizes and worlds in her vision. And I'm so glad that we had such an incredibly passionate and collaborative design team to make that happen.